It was another victory Saturday yesterday at the Shoe. Taking on OU, the Bucks beat the Bobcats 37-9. Though he threw 2 interceptions, Julian Sain had another strong performance, passing for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith rushed for more than 100 yards in the second consecutive game, while Bo Jackson had 100 receiving yards for the second consecutive game. On defense, Arvell Reese, Caden Curry, Caden McDonald, and Bo Atkinson contributed sacks in the OSU win. Elsewhere around college football, number 16 Texas A&M beat number 8 Notre Dame 41-40. Unranked Vanderbilt beat number 11 South Carolina 31-7. And unranked Georgia Tech beat number 12 Clemson 24-21. It was all about the young guys for the Guardians last night against the White Sox. Parker Messick pitched 6 strong innings. The Guards beat the White Sox 3-1. That series wraps up this afternoon. Nick Martinez struggled in his start for the Reds last night in Sacramento, pitching less than 3 innings. The Reds lost this one 11-5. That series concludes this afternoon with coverage on The Fan 2. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
From ONN, this is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Scotty Vegas. Woo! Bobcats made it close for a while. Buckeyes pulled away 37-9. Scotty, good to see you this morning, my friend.
Good to see you, Dave. And betting lesson number 1 for everybody. Buy the hook, right? That line ended up at Ohio State minus 28.5. Ohio State ends up winning the game by 28. So anybody who was betting, hopefully, if they were betting Ohio State, they bought the hook. And you can always do that. You can always buy points, right, the other way. And hopefully they realize that, okay, that's a key number. Let's make it Ohio State minus 27.5. Let's not do the minus 28.5.
Hopefully they were listening to the Fan Tailgate show yesterday, where one Scotty Vegas, look at you. You easily could have said, as I said yesterday, but you didn't.
No.
You said it live on the air. You said when we brought you on for your segment, you said, listen, if you're going to bet for Ohio State, here's what I would recommend. Knock it down a point.
Yeah.
And you were exactly right.
Well, and the way that whole thing played out, in my mind, gosh, OU had the opportunity late. I was a little surprised by this, Dave. And we're talking the betting perspective of the line at 28.5. OU had the ball late, and it looked like they had their backups in, but they had the opportunity to kind of punch it into the end zone or score late to make that a 3-touchdown game. But there was really no urgency to do so. And I actually respected that a little bit. Like, you're down 4 touchdowns. I know they tried one rollout where they had the tight end open and they missed that. And then they're like, we're just going to run out the clock. We're going to run the ball, run out the clock. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it reminded me of Indiana a little bit last year. Where like, hey, we played a good game in the first half. We're not going to get like completely blown out. Now, Indiana wanted to make sure they didn't get blown out so they would still make the playoffs.
Right.
A little different, but still, I thought that was a good showing for Ohio University. Let's get into some of the good and some of the bad for Ohio State. Let's start with the good. I mean, I'm not the first or the last one to say this, but Bo Jackson needs to be the starting running back on this team. And listen, C.J. Donaldson and James Peoples are still going to be a big part of the team, but it's crystal clear to me after 3 games that Bo Jackson is the best running back on this team, even as a true freshman.
Gosh, he just jumps out at you, right? Like, my goodness. Now he's had 2 really long runs in back-to-back games. And, yeah, I mean, just the way he runs and the scootability, it's awesome. And you're right. You love the fact that you have Peoples and you have Donaldson because you love Donaldson's ability to, like, after contact, get a few extra yards, and you like that. But Bo Jackson, just a different level.
Yes, and it's one of those positions, as we've seen at Ohio State, Maurice Clarett, and there have been others, J.K. Dobbins, Travion Henderson. It's one of those positions where you can come right in and play. Yep. You know, it's a lot tougher at certain other positions like quarterback, and we'll get to quarterback in a minute. I guess I need to see more out of Bo Atkinson. Oh, man, that guy, because you can move him inside at times, which is great because they lack depth at D tackle, but he's a defensive end. I think that was a really good get in the portal. And, you know, I think the defense is just fantastic. OU had one big play, and that was because Lorenzo Styles Jr., missed a tackle. And they still, I mean, even with that, they had like just over 160 total yards. So I think Matt Patricia and this defense, I think we're going to start seeing Ohio State fans showing up to games with pencils in their hats.
I know, right?
I guarantee we're going to see that. Now I'm to the point where I'm like, I know he's happy here. And Bo Bishop was talking about this yesterday, how like there's, his kids are around him, his wife, they just seem very happy. And I'm thinking, I think he might be here 2 years. He might be so good that someone's going to throw so much money at him that he's probably not going to be here 2 years. But if you're a Buckeye fan, just enjoy what you're seeing because they had the best defense in the country last year. You lose Knowles, you bring in Patricia. You might have upgraded. I know it's too early. That's why I say might have. I don't think I'd make the trade back. Does that make any sense? I would rather have Patricia, I think.
Wow. You know what? Again, obviously, OSU wins the national championship, has a great defense last year. And so it's almost like crazy to say it, but I'm with you. I'm with you. And like, you're right, because when the hire was made, there were so many people out there like, oh my gosh, Matt Patricia. Because when you think of Matt Patricia, you think of the failure of the Detroit Lions, right? Him as a head coach with the Detroit Lions. And it was an epic fail. However, like, this defense has been so fun to watch. You're right. It was one play where there was a missed tackle, right? That had the opportunity. Other than that, the defense was nearly perfect. Like, it was awesome. And this is an OU team that we saw march up and down the field against Rutgers, that got a win last week against a pretty decent West Virginia team who just beat Pitt yesterday. So, like, yeah, impressive. But the defense, you're right, Dave. And I think the big reason why we think Ohio State has a great chance to win it all this year is that defense and how good it is.
No doubt about it. And this is despite losing 8 starters off that defense.
Yeah.
All of them draft picks. Incredible. You lose your entire starting defensive line. All of them are draft picks. First round, second round, 4th round, and it was Ty Hamilton, I believe, 5th round. So we're not talking about they lost like 7th round picks. You know, they lost 4 really good ones. They lost Cody Simon. They lost 3 starting DBs, lose the defensive coordinator. And I agree with you. The defense gives me the most confidence. All right, let's flip to the offense. One thing we did talk about coming into the year, Scotty, was like, okay, Ohio State was a really bad red zone and short yardage offense in 2023 when they didn't have any threat to run from the quarterback position with Kyle McCord. Last year, one of the best in the country in scoring touchdowns in the red zone, short yardage conversions, fourth down conversions, everything. They were top 5 in all those categories nationally after being one of the worst. Now, they were really, really bad in the red zone yesterday, really bad. Only scored 2 touchdowns with 6 trips to the red zone. That's not going to get it done. And I think a big reason is the lack of the Q run. It just gives you a numbers disadvantage, Scotty, obviously, because the defense doesn't have to account for the quarterback run. Now, is it that simple? No, it's not. That's not the only reason. But if the quarterback is no threat to run, that's going to really limit your options in the red zone and short yardage.
Yeah, that's well said, because, like, if you look at the game, the total yardage, Ohio State 573 to 181, right? That's outrageous how dominant that is. And then passing yards, 347 yards passing for Julian Sand, 3 touchdowns, couple picks. Now, the picks, to me, I didn't have a problem with. Like, one was a deflection, right? Hit the helmet, a little bit unlucky. And the other one, he's about to be sacked, about to go down, kind of just getting rid of the football. And the OU player made an unbelievable catch. So I didn't have a major problem with the interceptions. But all in all, I would give the game maybe a B minus for saying. And look, I had my cousin was at the game, and a lot of people that were at the game were telling me, like, gosh, it's amazing that Jeremiah Smith is open just almost every single play, right? It really is how open he gets. And sometimes, and I know his numbers were huge. He had 9 catches, 150 plus yards yesterday, but sometimes it's like, go to him even more, right? That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. I mean, coming into the year, I was thinking, okay, he's going to be like mentioned for the Heisman, but like, is he really going to be a candidate? After 3 weeks, he absolutely is one of the top candidates.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, I was watching the Heisman odds change in real time last night because going into the game, he was 25 to 1 to win the Heisman, and then during the game, it went all the way down to 13 to 1. And I just think it's great value because looking across the board in college football, a lot of these quarterbacks are struggling. I know that Mateer is now the favorite.
I was just about to say that.
Aguilar at one point during Tennessee's big run yesterday was up there as a favorite, but I don't see a dominant name as far as the Heisman goes.
What about Nico?
Yeah, right. Right, exactly. How about trade?
How about, my gosh, UCLA? We might have to mention UCLA in a future segment on the show called That's Trash. We're not going to do that next, so let's talk more college football next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on The Money. On The Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Common Man here for Hollywood Casino and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Timmy, it's football season. That means winning and fun.
Oh, yeah. We have tailgate buffets for all of our watch parties. The 3 apps for $12 special. $25 Miller Lite buckets.
And don't forget the crab legs. That's extended through September.
So reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com.
And how about this for new members? Sign up for the rewards program on the Penn Play app. Get a $20 dining credit.
Then you get more crab legs.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Crab leg problem? Call 1-800-CRAB-LEGS.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
In this time of financial instability, create your own personal safety net by using the equity in your home to secure a home equity line of credit. It'll give you immediate access to money whenever you need it, whether it's for a fun project or a big purchase, or in case you fall on hard times. And for a limited time, you can lock in a 1.99% introductory APR for 6 months at Kemba Financial Credit Union. Give yourself peace of mind. Apply now at Kemba.org. APR equals annual percentage rate. Federal insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Offer ends September 30th. NMLS 292230.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One and stay at the top of your game. Several convenient locations across Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, just go to orthopedic1.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
You're kind of cute. Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in his tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
College football Saturdays are just the absolute best. I mean, yesterday was so much fun from literally noon to midnight. It was great college football. We started out with that Clemson Georgia Tech game that ended up coming down to a long field goal at the very end. That led right into Georgia Tennessee, an overtime classic. That was wild. Tennessee had the opportunity to win that game late, blew that. And speaking of blowing it, Notre Dame late last night scores a touchdown, has a botched hold on the extra point, and Texas A&M scores with about 10 seconds left, makes the extra point, wins that game by 1. But just back to back to back, great game. So let's update your national championship odds. We, of course, do our betting at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Here are your national championship odds. Ohio State, 6-1 to win it all. That's tied for the best odds with Penn State. The big mover this week was actually Oregon. Oregon moved from 10-1 to 7-1 to win it all.
Despite not covering at Northwestern's 10,000-seat stadium, which is the coolest 10,000-seat stadium in college football.
Right. So they don't cover, but they do end up moving up in the odds to 7-1. How about that? So Big Ten has the top 3 most likely teams to win the national championship at this point. And then you have Georgia at plus 750, LSU at plus 750, Texas at 8-1, Alabama 14-1, Miami 22-1. I will tell you, if you're looking for a little bit of a value play, Miami is sneaky. Miami is surprisingly really good. Watching what they did to South Florida yesterday, that was eye-popping. But your thoughts on the national championship odds and yesterday's college football as a whole?
I agree with you about Miami. They have, and this is like, I mean, their defensive line might be the best defensive line in college football. I'm really impressed. And Cristobal, I think he is a good head coach. We'll see if he's great. But yeah, especially with Clemson falling off. I saw a stat this morning, Scotty. Clemson came into the season with the second best odds of making the college football playoff. They had an 80% chance, down to 18.
Wow.
Now. I'm actually surprised it's actually at 18. That means they have to win out. That includes winning out in the regular season and winning the ACC championship. That's their only way. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess if they snuck in the ACC championship game somehow, that would be with 2 losses. So I'd have to do the math there. It'd be pretty hard for them to make the ACC championship game with 2 losses because they already lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
So, yeah, so they pretty much have to run the table. And, man, that was everybody. And I agreed. I was thinking, yeah, that seems like a safe pick to make the CFP. I wasn't necessarily on board with them winning the national championship. But, my goodness. Now, they've lost to good teams. But, man.
But even the one win against Troy, they didn't look good.
No.
Right? They were losing that game early.
16-0 they were down. That's right.
And then the other team, you would have to say, and I don't have the percentages in front of me, but Notre Dame had to be one of the top 5 or 6 teams as far as odds to make the college football playoff as well preseason. And they're 0-2.
Yeah.
And they're in big trouble, too. I mean, because if you look at their schedule, they don't have a conference championship. Like, if they can somehow get their way to a conference championship game and then win it and get that automatic berth, they don't have that opportunity that Clemson does with the ACC. So Notre Dame absolutely has to win the rest of the games, and they're going to need a little help because they're not going to have that strength of schedule, big-time wins based on what they have left on their schedule.
Yeah, if you're Notre Dame, you obviously have to win out, and then you're right. 10-2 doesn't guarantee you that you're in, but here's a scenario. Let's say Texas A&M continues to be good and Miami continues to be good, and those are your only 2 losses, and they were close games, first 2 games of the season, then you go on a 10-game winning streak. I bet you that Notre Dame team would get in.
Yeah, it'd be close.
Yeah,
right.
They'd be on the road in the first round, not at home.
But you'd need a little bit of help, right?
Yeah,
You're looking at it, and again, we look at the SEC. And it's funny because Texas is another team that just has not looked the part. Another preseason team. And I know they won yesterday. They played a really bad team. But there's something wrong, I think, with Arch because he is not putting up the numbers. He does not look like the Arch, the preseason favorite that everybody was talking about.
No doubt about it. And and he's a good young man. But I wasn't watching their game yesterday. But they playing Texas San Antonio, UT San Antonio. No, UTEP. They're playing UTEP. Yep. I heard the Texas fans were booing Arch. I mean, I saw this in multiple stories that they were booing Arch. I mean, you can see why. I mean, he's just. It gives me a little pause talking up Ohio State's defense. No, I'm kidding. Ohio State's defense is awesome. But one of the things I've been saying is, man, they held that Texas offense scoreless for 56 minutes.
Yeah.
Or Texas might have been the most overrated team in the country, and Arch might have been the most overrated player in the country.
Well, it's funny. Again, it's September 14th. But it's wild to think, you already have 2 losses with Clemson. You already have 2 losses with Florida State. You got some teams that are surprisingly good this year. Like Miami has looked really good. Florida State is looking better. Alabama looking dicey, although they got a big win over Wisconsin yesterday. But it's funny. We're only 2 or 3 weeks into this college football season, and a lot is happening. You know what else is happening? A lot of trash. We're going to do That's Trash next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
Welcome back to On the Money. And right about now, it's time for one of our favorite segments. It is That's Trash. Hit it, Adam.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrub that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
That's trash. All right, my first one, this kind of rhymes with trash. Chris Ash, who was good at Ohio State for his 2 years here, helped them win a national championship in 2014 when he was co-defensive coordinator with Luke Fickell, parlayed that into the Rutgers head coaching job. Since then, it hasn't gone really well for Chris Ash. And Notre Dame hired him as their defensive coordinator to replace Al Golden. I was on a Notre Dame message board. They're already ready for Marcus Freeman to fire Chris Ash after 2 games. Now, it's tough sledding replacing Al Golden, who's now the DC with the Bengals. But yeah, Chris Ash has Notre Dame's defense playing like trash, so that's trash, Chris Ash.
I think that's trash. Boy, I'm going to stick with the Notre Dame theme as well because, boy, that was wild last night. Go down, again, it was a fun, high-scoring game. You go down, you score, and you're getting ready to kick the extra point, and Tyler Buckner. Yes, Buckner. We know that name, Buckner.
The curse of Buckner lives on?
Yes. Just kind of fumbles the snap, and Notre Dame unable to defensively stop A&M. There was a little bit of a hold on the last touchdown pass, not called, but then A&M knocks out Notre Dame. But Tyler Buckner and his holding ability, trash.
Well, as I often do, I'm going to talk a little bit about baseball. The Cincinnati Reds were in Sacramento last night. It did not go well. They gave up. pooed the bed, if you will, in the last couple of innings, gave up the longest home run of the year, a 493-foot grand slam. But the thing that I think is really trash is saying the wrong starting pitcher for the Reds when doing your sports update at the beginning of On the Money. Hey, me, that's trash.
And I hated to say anything to you, but I just was so mad at Hunter Green last night. He's supposed to be the ace. He's playing against a bad team. He goes all of 2.1 innings, gives up 5 earned after missing like half the season with what everybody said was a minor injury.
Oh, I know. It's sad. And he's so great. And anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, they'll get to hear my mistake again at the top of the next hour. So that'll be fun.
There you go. There you go. Okay, my next That's Trash is UCLA. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Martin Jarmond used to be here at Ohio State as the assistant AD with Gene Smith. He was hired at UCLA. When Chip Kelly left to come here, he promoted Deshaun Foster from running backs coach to head coach. No coordinator experience, let alone no head coaching experience, but no coordinator experience, and you make him the head coach. And how are things going? They're going really, really bad. UCLA looks like they might be the worst team in the country as far as any Power 4 team. I'm not joking. They look like the worst Power 4 team in the country. So UCLA football is trash.
I love it because it's trash.
UCLA football as trash is absolutely the winner today, because here's the thing. I was so stupid. On Friday night, I'm like, I'm going to throw UCLA money line. They were a 15 or 16-point favorite against New Mexico into a parlay. Just give me a little fun for a Friday night leading into Saturday. And watching that game, UCLA was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. The Rose Bowl was empty. The coaching was terrible. The penalties. New Mexico ran it and scored all over UCLA. So good call out of you with that one. I'm going to go with the Tennessee kicker. I feel bad about this because Tennessee, the opportunity, they've had so much bad luck losing to Georgia, just getting drilled by Georgia lately. This was the opportunity to put it away. And Max Gilbert, and I felt so bad because they showed the kid so many times, and he's like holding his helmet and doing surrender cobra and all that stuff. But Tennessee blowing that game yesterday to Georgia, that was trash.
Okay, that was supposed to be a different one. That's the third time we've done that. Say that again, Scotty.
That was trash.
Take out the trash.
Okay, I don't know why that's in our system twice, the beep beep. Sorry. Anyway, okay, the other thing that I talk about quite frequently here is music, and I got an opportunity to head to Pittsburgh this past week to see one of my favorite bands of all time, Rilo Kiley, for the first time. It was really exciting. They had an opening act, a guy named Dean Johnson, who I had not heard before. Very soft acoustic music. The drums were all played with brushes. It was a very quiet affair. Nice, lovely music. And people were talking during the really quiet, pretty music. It was obnoxious. I thought, am I really that old guy that hates this? And then everybody around me started bitching about it after the show. So talking really loudly during the quiet concerts, sorry, friends, that's trash.
When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
I'll tell you what's not trash is some of the comments on our YouTube page, and we're going to do more That's Trash next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
College. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Anthony for Orthopedic One. I'm not invincible anymore. I never was, but I refuse to punt on things I still love to do. That's why over the past several years, when I've had things creep up, like back pain, shoulder issue, elbow problem, I've had it all, I've always chosen Orthopedic One. That's because Orthopedic One is Ohio's largest physician-owned orthopedic practice with 60 physicians in every specialty. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease 2 Elantras for $222. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $222 a month for a 2-year lease. Both your new Elantras come with owner assurance and America's Best Warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. In Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes fees. First month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 9/30.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
So we were continuing our trash from yesterday, and we asked our YouTube chat group here as far as what was the trash that you guys saw yesterday. So Spieth Skis says Michigan leaving the starters in the second half yesterday against Central Michigan was trash.
I think that's trash.
Nate says having to pay $10.99 for 1 month of Peacock. That's trash.
When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
Our guy Muggsy Big Red Smoky, which had some great comments about Scotty Doesn't Know, which we will do next hour, says Wisconsin plus 20.5 was trash.
Take out the trash.
And our guy Spieth Skis also says Sports Center guy who said that Bo Jackson had 100 receiving yards, trash.
So is really the main takeaway just that I am trash today? That's what I'm
we probably didn't need to mention that one. Like,
That's okay.
Because Scotty probably thought he meant like a guy on SportsCenter, like ESPN. Is that what you thought?
I did. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Adam, you said it.
It's all about me.
Yeah. I was like, maybe let's
that's
skip over that.
Trash.
Yes.
He was Scott. Yeah. Scotty was
That's
thinking
my
that.
car.
That was
That's
like,
actually my car coming in today. That's what that sound is from. Yeah.
And also, Muggsy's Big Red Smoky says Colgate plus 35.5 is trash. Okay.
Take out the trash.
Fair enough.
So who wins? Who in our YouTube community wins the That's Trash segment?
I'm going to say whoever called me out. That's my vote.
Okay. All right. That's the winner. No, I'm kidding. I think the $10.99 Peacock, that's trash, which was Nate. I believe that Nate wins that one. So
okay, is that Nate Pooterball in there?
No, I don't
Getting
think
free
that's
stuff.
I don't think that's our guy Nate.
Okay,
but it's our friend who's constantly on the YouTube chat every week. We appreciate the community that does that. And Nate says that the Peacock. What was your thoughts? So watching Chris Sims.
Oh gosh.
So there's a couple things. One, I did appreciate his comments about Matt Patricia because he had a relationship with Matt Patricia, and I thought that was interesting. But him kind of saying that Tate is a second round or a second day pick kind of threw me off a little bit. Like, no, I think the way Carnell Tate's playing this year, he might be working his way into a first day pick.
Well, at first I was like, yeah, that's egregious. But then I compare Carnell Tate a lot to T. Higgins. T. Higgins is probably an inch taller, but just the way they catch the ball, the way they run routes, where they're definitely not blazers, but They're not slow. He reminds me so much of T. Higgins. And T. Higgins was the first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
So technically a second-day pick, right?
That's true.
If Carnell Tate's like the first pick of the second round, okay, if that's what he means. If he means he's like a fringe third-rounder, get out of here. And if you don't think all of these Ohio State receivers absolutely showing out doesn't help Carnell Tate, I mean, look at all the guys they put in the NFL. None of them bust, and all of them pretty much succeed. And it's pretty crazy. So, yeah, I think Carnell Tate's going to be a first-rounder. All right, back to That's Trash. We talked about this earlier. And again, he seems like a really good young man, and it's really not his fault. Too much was put on him because of his name. He wasn't able to beat out a 7th-round pick his second year in the program in Quinn Ewers. Now he's in his 3rd year, entered as the Heisman favorite. You had Paul Feinbaum saying he's going to be the best thing in college football since Tim Tebow. Arch Manning, my friend, so far is trash.
When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
That's a good one. I will go with the betting public and betting public teams in college football. That's been trash. I'll tell you what, through the first 2 weeks, and what I'm talking about is the most bet on side in these college football games. So the teams that are like the most popular play week in and week out are losing against the spread. So through the first 2 weeks, the most bet on teams were 1-9, with the only cover being Illinois against Duke. And then the 5 from yesterday, Oregon minus 28. They didn't cover. That was the most bet on team. The second most bet on team was Georgia at -4. And then it was South Florida at plus 17.5. They obviously got creamed and lost big. Florida plus 7 was the 4th most bet on side. They ended up getting beat pretty bad. What they lose 10 by the 10 or 17. Either way, they didn't cover. And then Clemson -3 was the 5th most bet on team. So the betting public is just absolutely getting killed if you're taking the public teams. And so the betting public's trash.
I love it because it's trash.
All right, we have Bengals, Jaguars later today. We have Browns at Ravens. Did you see what the Ravens are doing as far as a celebration today? We'll talk about that next on The Money.
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. It's football season, and just like on the field, success starts with the right game plan and the right team. That's why I'm proud to team up with Monogram Homes. They're the true custom home builder, bringing precision, creativity, and attention to every detail, just like we do on Saturdays. If you're ready to build, don't settle for standard. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Common Man here for Hollywood Casino and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Timmy, it's football season. That means winning and fun.
Oh, yeah. We have tailgate buffets for all of our watch parties. The 3 apps for $12 special. $25 Miller Lite buckets.
And don't forget the crab legs. That's extended through September.
So reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com.
And how about this for new members? Sign up for the rewards program on the Penn Play app. Get a $20 dining credit.
And you get more crab legs.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Crab leg problem? Call 1-800-CRAB-LEGS.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. You're listening to Hollywood Casinos On the Money. On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
On ONN.
All right, Bengals home opener today. They're favored by 3.5 points over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then over in Baltimore, the Browns are 11.5-point dogs against the Ravens. And do you know what the Ravens are doing today, Scotty? They are celebrating their 30th anniversary.
Oh, my.
With Cleveland in town. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for you. And listen, and people in Cleveland are not happy about this. I read a very angry column from a Cleveland writer on The Athletic about this. And the Ravens, they're like, listen, okay, we decided we were going to do this for the home opener before the schedule came out. And Browns fans are like, well, what, couldn't you have just done it a different day? I kind of see both sides of this, you know? I mean, that wound is still fresh 30 years later for Browns fans, and they're going to Baltimore today where Art Modell's son's going to be honored. All these guys are going to be honored, you know, guys like Ozzie Newsome. I mean, that's still a fresh wound 30 years later. It's listen, I get it. Baltimore said they were going to do it for the opener before the NFL schedule came out. I take them at their word that they did that. So that's interesting, to say the least.
I'll be honest with you. 30 years, you got a team now. Get over it, right? I mean, this celebration is what it is. You know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Maybe it'll be a little bit of a motivating factor, but I don't think so. I mean, the Browns are an 11.5-point underdog in this game. They're plus 550 on the money line. The Ravens are coming off a game where they looked really good and then blew it at the end. I think there's going to be this one, to me, it has blowout written all over. I think this is a 2-touchdown plus win for the Ravens.
Despite Joe Flacco going back where he made magic, at least for one playoff run, he made magic, won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco going back there. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But yeah, I think the Browns are in trouble today. I hope not. I hope they pull the upset today. They should have beat the Bengals last week. I still can't believe the Bengals won that game. But they're like, it's funny. I've heard you and Ryan talking about it on the Collins show. It's like that funny stuff happens in the NFL. How many games last year did it seem like the Bengals had in the bag and then they blew it?
Right.
So it just felt like, oh gosh, we were able to steal a win. But geez, kickers, man. I still can't believe that Browns kicker. He missed a chip shot field goal and an extra pointer. They win that game.
It's funny. I feel that way in golf too. Like you get good breaks and you have bad breaks, and ultimately you feel like in the long run it's mainly going to even out whether you get the good break or the bad break. The Bengals got the good break last week. I'll tell you the betting angle that I'm looking at for this coming game against the Jags. I'm actually looking at the over, Dave, and the total on the game is 49.5. And I know that Bengals offense did nothing against the Browns. However, I think that they will have a major bounce back this coming week. And here's an interesting stat for everybody. When you have a week 2 matchup that features two teams that went under in the previous week, so in week 1, and the total is over 40 points, the over is hitting at about 66%. It's 50 and 25, and those are from 2005 and beyond, covering by 3 points or more. I think the Bengals offense gets going. They're going to open it up. I think they're going to be passing a lot, and so I like the over today. That's probably my favorite play in the Bengals game, is going over the 49.5.
Yeah, and the thing, I mean, the Bengals did look bad really bad on offense last week, but the Browns have an excellent defense and an excellent defensive coordinator, and the Bengals offense always starts slow. Yep. Always. Burrow's never had a good week 1, but I give the Browns a lot of credit for that. We have a question on YouTube. Would you take, this is probably for a survivor pool, I would guess. He said, would you take the Bengals money line or the Bills money line if you had to do one of the two? Bills are at the Jets. I'd probably take the Bills. Just because the first 2 weeks of the season, there's something about the Bengals looking shaky. Home openers, they look shaky. When they wear these stupid all-orange jerseys like they're wearing today, they play shaky. So I'd stay away from it. I mean, the Bengals are only favored by 3.5, and a lot of people are on the Jags. If you had to take one or the other, I would take the Bills money line instead of the Bengals. What do you think, Scotty?
I agree with that. I thought Justin Fields, by the way, last week for the Jets played really, really well. Had every opportunity to beat the Steelers. That was fun to see how well Fields played. Yeah, of the two, you definitely take the Bills. If you are playing Survivor, I think this is the perfect opportunity to take the Cowboys, right? I don't think you're going to be taking the Cowboys a lot. There's not going to be a lot of opportunities going forward with the Cowboys, and I think they beat the Giants today, so I think that would probably be my Survivor pick. I think you could also maybe make the case Lions against the Bears as well, but for me, Survivor pick would probably be the Cowboys.
People in New York, it took them one game. They're ready to have Jackson Dart start and Russell Wilson get out of town.
Yeah.
Man, what a fall from grace from Russ.
Yeah, the problem, too, with the Giants is there was no protection for Russell Wilson. So, the offensive line is really bad there. And I know that the Giants kind of built up a really good defensive line, but that's still a really bad football team.
It really is. And you got to think the Cowboys are going to be motivated there at home. I agree with you. I think because that's a good strategy because you're not going to take the Cowboys very often. You're not going to be super confident very often that they're going to win. So, yeah, I like that pick. What's your gut feeling being a neutral observer? Bengals, Jags. If you had to bet on that game, it's 3.5.
Well, again, my lean would be just to take the over in that one. If I had to take a side, I feel like I would take Bengals money line. And again, if you want to bet the Bengals, buy the point. Right? You don't want 3.5, buy it down to 2.5 because it feels like to me a good chance that this is a Bengals 3-point win.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. And then we have at 425, we have the Eagles against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Super Bowl rematch. Man, the Chiefs it's 1 week. Chiefs look a little shaky.
Absolutely. And they're banged up. They've got all their wide receivers are basically out, right? So that's an issue.
Yeah.
The thing is with the Eagles, they didn't look that great last week against the Cowboys. They got kind of lucky to pull that game out. It's going to be a fun one. Gosh, it's so hard for me to see Mahomes going 0-2. Like, I just feel like Andy Reid, Mahomes are going to find a way to come when everybody feels like, and it's obviously in Kansas City, when everybody feels like, okay, now's the time we start doubting the Kansas City Chiefs. That's when Mahomes and Andy Reid are the most dangerous. And so, like, I know that they're a slight underdog today. I kind of feel like Chiefs money line's a decent play.
Let's talk more Ohio State football next. Buckeyes have their first off week this coming week, and then they're at Washington the week after that. We'll discuss that next on The Money.
More of Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Coming up on ONN.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land? I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Hollywood Casinos on the money. On the money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
From ONN.
All right, after the first off week, Ohio State travels to Seattle to take on what I think is an underrated Washington team. They've got a really talented quarterback. He's young, DeMond Williams Jr. And I heard a former Ohio State player told me that he's like a Antoine Randall L, but can throw better.
Oh, Antoine Randall L. That's bringing back a name.
That's going back. Indiana, and then they moved him to wide receiver his last year just so he could get ready for the NFL. And he was a really effective quarterback. So DeMond Williams Jr. Played at the end of the season last year as a true freshman and looked good, and he's off to a blazing start. They haven't really played anybody yet. It's interesting, though, with Ohio State having the off week, Washington does have a game this coming week at Washington State, and you're probably thinking, oh, wow, the Apple Cup, like this is going to be like a tough game for them, and Washington State is awful.
They're poo.
Yes.
They are absolutely awful. I watched a little bit of them yesterday. I think they were playing North Texas. The only reason why I was watching them is I bet North Texas. But, yeah, Washington State's bad. But going back to your point, I kind of wanted to get your guess at what you think the Ohio State-Washington line will be. You and I are usually pretty good at guessing what the lines are. When the OSU-OU when we were trying to last Sunday guess what that line would be, you and I kind of thought between 28 and 31. It came out closer to 33, 34, and we thought that was a little high. It bought back down, got to 28 and a half. So thinking about Washington, obviously we can't incorporate the fact that what we'll see with the Washington State game. So you never know about an injury or something like that. But if you had to guess right now on an Ohio State at Washington line, what would you say? I'm gonna write down my number.
Okay, I got mine,
and we'll see how close we are in our guesses.
Okay, this might be a little low because I think it'll probably be set too high initially, kind of like what we thought the OU line was set too high initially. I'll say it comes out at 21.5.
Oh, really? That high?
Just because of Ohio State's reputation. Again, I think it'll come out too high.
Okay.
What'd you have?
Then I wrote down 11.
The thing about Washington came in this season with no hype. They're not ranked.
That's true.
Ohio State has all and I don't know.
You know what? It's probably going to be somewhere in between, probably in the 14 to 17. Yeah, maybe I'm a little low with my 11.
I think 11's a lot low. And I'm not, I could definitely see it like an 11-point game. I think this is going to be a difficult game for Ohio State, one that they will win. And having an off week hopefully will help. It doesn't always. We've seen Ohio State teams come out after a bye week and look really bad. I don't know what that was. Jim Tressel would talk about it himself. Like, for some reason, they would come out flat after the bye week. It's not like he would just give the team the week off. Again, I think they're going to win, but Husky Stadium is a tough place to play. This is maybe the most underrated team in the Big Ten, and you have a good, talented quarterback, and they have a good running back and a good receiver in Denzel Boston. The running back is Jonah Coleman. He has 288 yards after 2 games. DeMond Williams, as we said, he can run it really well, but he also can throw it. 480 passing yards in 2 games so far for this young quarterback. So, 5'11", 190. Yeah, a little bit bigger than Antoine Randall L, but not much. So I do like that comparison. And that gives me some trepidation. You give me a Antoine Randall L type out there that's also a good passer, that could be a problem. Of course, will it be a problem against this Matt Patricia defense? Maybe not. I have so much confidence in this defense, and defense travels.
Yeah, gosh, I feel like going back to what we think that line's going to be, I kind of feel like this, if I had to guess, this is about a 2-touchdown win for Ohio State. So that's why I kind of am in the, 11 to 13 point range for what I think that line will end up being. But speaking of Big Ten and big time games, we have a really fun one next Saturday night, and that's Illinois and Indiana. And it's funny to say because usually you think Illinois, Indiana, all right, we got a fun basketball game. But no, this is going to be a Saturday night matchup on NBC. And I think this is a game that the winner of this has a very good opportunity to be one of the teams that makes it to the college football playoff out of the Big Ten. I think that's how big this Saturday night game is between Indiana and Illinois.
I know. It's crazy to say it out loud, this massive game between Illinois
Dave,
and Indiana.
Isn't that what makes the 12-team playoff so fun?
Definitely.
The fact that now Indiana-Illinois is a relevant football game, like not just for like locally, for the fan bases of those two teams, but nationally, it's an interesting game because of the playoff picture, because of the 12-team playoff.
For certain teams, in my opinion, if just making the playoff, that is your national championship.
Yes.
Like Indiana last year, that was like, for them, like winning the national championship.
Right.
It seriously was. Boise, SMU, all these teams that got in. If Illinois is able to get in, if you're an Illinois fan and you're in the CFP, you're over the moon.
Yes.
I mean, you're a team that's usually not even ranked, and they have a legit team this year.
You know who doesn't? UCLA.
UCLA, they're not good at the football. Where's UCLA located, though? It's in L.A. It's in L.A. Okay.
Their fans don't know where their stadium is located, where the Rose Bowl is.
They don't. They really should build an on-campus stadium, but that's a topic for a different day. All right, the first hour of the show is in the books. Stick around for the second hour, and we're going to take your calls next. Give us a call at 614-821-9710. This is On the Money.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease 2 Elantras for $222. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $222 a month for a 2-year lease. Both your new Elantras come with owner assurance and America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage in Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes and fees. First month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 9/30.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
I'm Adam Latek with your sports update. It was another victory Saturday yesterday at the Shoe. Taking on OU, the Bucks beat the Bobcats 37-9. Though he threw 2 interceptions, Julian Sain had another strong performance, passing for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith rushed for more than 100 yards in the second consecutive game, while Bo Jackson had 100 receiving yards for the second consecutive game. On defense, Arvell Reese, Caden Curry, Caden McDonald, and Bo Atkinson contributed sacks in the OSU win. Elsewhere around college football, number 16 Texas A&M beat number 8 Notre Dame 41-40. Unranked Vanderbilt beat number 11 South Carolina 31-7. And unranked Georgia Tech beat number 12 Clemson 24-21. It was all about the young guys for the Guardians last night against the White Sox. Parker Messick pitched 6 strong innings. The Guards beat the White Sox 3-1. That series wraps up this afternoon. Nick Martinez struggled in his start for the Reds last night in Sacramento, pitching less than 3 innings. The Reds lost this one 11-5. That series concludes this afternoon with coverage on The Fan 2. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Scotty's kids don't ask how his day was. They ask if all his bets won. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
Welcome back to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I'm joined by Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scotty Vegas. Producer Adam Latek at the controls. And my friends, right about now, it is time for the Parlay Party. Hit it. Parlay Party could be anything we want to celebrate. Could be a nice parlay that we hit. Could be anything at all. What are you celebrating today, Scotty?
I'm celebrating a fantastic Saturday on campus yesterday. It was beautiful, right? Gosh, there is nothing like being on campus. And I know it was a night game and all that build up, but gosh, being out there all day was so much fun. Again, we had another perfect weather day. How about that? 3 Saturdays in a row. We've had unbelievable weather. Had so much fun. Did the tailgate show with you guys. That was great. Had a lot of fun. Family in town. That was fun. My cousin got to bring his little son, who is 5 years old, Asher, to his first OSU football game. So that's cool to experience that. And my little niece, it's her birthday today. So happy birthday to Stella.
Happy birthday, Stella.
She had a birthday sash on, and she was dancing at the tailgate and had so much fun. That's another thing that's great about these in-state games, too, is you see a lot of families out there, too, opportunities to go to these games, and it's just a really cool experience. So being down on campus Saturday is what I'm celebrating. Dave, what are you celebrating on this Sunday?
Apologies in advance to my Notre Dame fans out there, or friends out there, I should say. But I did take A&M on the money line.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, I saw that text.
And I got a little boost.
1 in the morning.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. And so, and I had a nice little 30% boost on top of that. And so it was getting like plus 230, something like that. So, won a nice bet there. And like you were saying, like this game yesterday was awesome. My daughter came home for the first time from college. She'd been away at Ohio University for 3 weeks. So she came in. This is her first time coming home. And her and my wife went to the game. My wife decked out in scarlet and gray, of course. And Megan wearing Bobcat green and white. Yeah. Now, she's a Buckeye fan, too. But, she has to represent her school. But I thought it went well for OU. It was a good showing for them. But then Ohio State was able to pull away. As you said, for somebody who has, dual allegiances, it was almost like a perfect game for you, don't you think?
It was.
Yes.
It was awesome. It worked out great. OU showed well. They showed why they're one of the top teams in the MAC, and nobody, there was no major injuries, nothing like that in the game. So yeah, I thought it was a perfect Saturday.
And last thing, I had a nice cookout on Friday with Megan coming home. We had steaks. We had those Johnsonville sausages with the cheese in them, and I got some shrimp cocktail. I didn't put that on the grill, obviously. So celebrating that too, because I still have some leftover steak, so I can make my steak sliders. Adam, what are you celebrating?
What time should I be there for the sliders? Sounds fabulous.
I should have brought some in.
Right? Well, the first thing I'm celebrating is that we are not going to have to hear my horrifically inaccurate sports update anymore. That's the main thing, let's be honest.
I'm impressed Bo Jackson had 100 receiving yards, though.
Yeah, no, I know. I heard it. I said it. And the worst part is I initially said one of the scores, I typed it wrong and I did a Ron Burgundy, and I said the score was 91-3, and I was listening back and that doesn't sound right. That can't be. So it was almost worse. But the main thing the main thing that I'm celebrating today is the same thing I talked about last week. I'm a huge music person, and I am in the middle of perhaps the greatest 2-week stretch of live music for me that I've ever had in my life that does not include a Bob Dylan concert. I got to go to Pittsburgh this past week to see one of my all-time favorite bands, Rilo Kiley, who I have tattooed on my arm. I got to see a wonderful Queen cover band, Mr. Fahrenheit and the Loverboys, in Columbus with Nina West on guest vocals. It was pretty rad. I'm seeing a wonderful band called Sparks tonight, who's been around since 1971. The only thing on my bucket list is seeing former Talking Heads frontman David Byrne live. I will be doing that on Wednesday at Mershon. I can't even believe it. Then Thursday, I take off with Nate for Chicago to go to Riot Fest, where I'm seeing many of the artists I've already seen this week again, seeing Weird Al Yankovic, seeing
Nice.
Green Day, the Beach Boys, who I have tattooed on my arm, The Damned, one of the original punk rock bands of all time, Camper Van Beethoven. It is... it's an incredible week, a couple of weeks of music for me. I am over the freaking moon.
That's awesome. I'm a huge music fan, but man, I pale in comparison to your love for music. I mean, I absolutely love music. If not for sports, it'd be like my favorite hobby. In fact, sometimes depending on how my teams are doing, music is my favorite hobby.
And just a reminder, we are opening up those phone lines if you want to give us a call. 614-821-9710. Would love your thoughts out there on the Ohio State win over OU. Or you could talk about the unbelievable college football day that we had yesterday, which, again, from noon to midnight was fantastic. We had that Clemson, Georgia Tech that started out the day, led right into Georgia, Tennessee, and then at night, as you mentioned, the Texas A&M win over Notre Dame. One thing I did want to do with you, Dave, is kind of look at the top four conferences, the big four conferences, and kind of reassess and kind of look at who we think the best team in that conference is. And we look at that because in the ACC, I think almost everybody preseason would have guessed that Clemson was the team to beat. And now you have Clemson at 1-2. You have Miami that is looking great. You have Florida State, who had that big win in week 1 over Alabama. You could make the argument Georgia Tech has improved.
Absolutely, Georgia Tech has a chance.
It's a deeper and better conference than we thought it was going to be. I'm on Miami. I think Miami is a dark horse national championship type team. That's who I think is coming out of the ACC. Would you agree?
I would agree. And, Carson Beck, I've been, kind of critical of him. Just, he's making $4 million. But, he's a veteran quarterback and he's looked solid. He's worth $4 million. Well, if they win the national championship, they'll say he's worth $40 million or more. But, yeah, man, Miami, I said it earlier, their defensive line might be the best defensive line in college football. It's really good. They're stout. Oregon's got a good defensive line, too. They're big. Oregon's defensive tackles or starting D tackles are both 330 pounds. Urban was talking about this yesterday. He was like, when we played Oregon, we knew we could push them around. It's like, not this Oregon team. He's like, they only had 10 guys over 300 pounds, and now they've got 25. It's hilarious hearing Urban talk about that 2014 national championship. He said it before. He's like, I couldn't say that after the Alabama game, but I knew after the Alabama game that was the real national champion. It's like, geez. And Ohio State was like a 7-point underdog against Oregon, and Urban's like, no, we knew we were going to push them around, which is easy to say after you win 42-20, but I do believe it. All right, let's go around. So, yeah, I agree with you, Miami.
Big 12. Let's go Big 12.
Probably, go ahead.
So, for me, I like Utah.
I
really like Utah. Now, I could hear an argument on Texas Tech based on how good their offense has looked so far. They've played nobody, but their offense looks the part again, like a typical Texas Tech offense. And then Iowa State has good wins, right? They are 4-0. So they might have a little leg up. To me, though, the team is Utah.
I agree with Utah. Texas Tech, to me, is a close second. As we know, they spent a ton of money. They've got the Texas Tech grad who's I think he's only in his 30s, but he's an oil maven, and he's even buying softball players. They bought a softball player for $1 million from Stanford. He's pumping money into the football program. Their quarterback is back from last year. So yeah, Texas Tech, I could see them getting it done, but I'm with you. If I had to pick one, I would pick Utah. All right, let's go. Where do you want to go next?
We're both going to agree that Ohio State in the Big Ten, right? So here's what I want to do with the Big Ten. 4 teams to make the college football playoff. Assume that the conference gets 4 teams. You pick those 4 teams right now. Which 4 are you taking?
So it's like basically you're picking between Indiana and Illinois for the final spot.
Or maybe Michigan.
Michigan.
Nebraska.
I know it was Central Michigan. I didn't even really watch much of the game because there was other games I was interested in, and they were blowing them out early. But I know people are saying, oh, well, Michigan left their starters in, but still, the little I saw, Underwood did look really good after looking shaky last week. So, yeah, Michigan's got a chance.
You could throw Washington in there, too.
You really could. I mean, that would be the next one. I'll go in order. I'll go Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. I'll say Illinois, but that's going to be a really good game. The fact that it's in Bloomington gives me pause. But I'll say Illinois will be the 4th team. But, yeah, Indiana has a chance. Michigan has a chance. Washington has a chance. I mean, Tony Petitti must be over the moon. He's got, 4 of the top 9 teams in the country, maybe 4 of the top 8 now, and plus other teams that are good.
Dave, based on the betting odds, we read those off last hour. The 3 teams with the best odds to win the national championship right now are all Big Ten. It's Ohio State at 6-1, it's Penn State at 6-1, and it's Oregon at 7-1. Now, Georgia is plus 750, so it's not like they're much further down. Texas also plus 750, but right now in the ESPN Bet app, we do our betting at Hollywood Casino. The odds show the 3 best teams on odds to win it all are Big Ten teams. I'm with you on the order with Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon. I'm going to go, I think Indiana beats Illinois this coming weekend. I do.
I can see it.
I like Kurt Cignetti.
Yeah.
I really like him. I think he does a great job. And I know he's got a fun personality. I can't wait to see the personality of Bielema versus Cignetti this Saturday. Like, it's so funny to be excited about Illinois, Indiana, but I am. But I don't discount Washington either.
No, absolutely not. And again, Michigan, as much as we hate to say it, right, in Columbus, Ohio. I'm sure we have a lot of Michigan fans that listen to the show. There's a lot of Michigan fans in Ohio, of course. But, yeah, they've got a chance. They've got a tough defense. Wink Martindale did a good job last year, especially against Ohio State. Now, that was the worst game plan I've ever seen, Ohio State. Let's just run right at their 2 first-round D tackles. And I've said this before, Scotty, and it's not like it cost them a national championship or anything. I understand going into the Michigan game last year and doing that. Like, we're going to show that we can just run right at these guys, right? But when it's not working, how about adjust your scheme? But, hey, it woke them up somehow. I'll tell you what, what's going to wake them up next? Scotty doesn't know. That's coming up next on The Money.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
It's always a good day at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship. September 18th through 21st at the Scarlet Course. PGA Tour's rising stars compete, Hub 13 drink specials, and more. Get free tickets today at ncc-golf.com.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall from my friends at Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. 2 years ago, I was actually experiencing hip pain for the first time in my life, and I knew I needed the best. So I chose Orthopedic One for my physical therapy needs. And in a matter of weeks, I was rotating that golf swing better than before, and I was the longest hitter in my group again. So be like me and trust Orthopedic One and stay at the top of your game. Several convenient locations across Central Ohio. To find a physician or location near you, just go to orthopedic1.com.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no! Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $300 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, totals, player props.
$300 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. TNC supply in-app only.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan. By the afternoon, mostly sunny. Highs reaching the upper 80s for a hot Sunday afternoon. Heading into Monday, mostly sunny. Once again, hot with highs in the upper 80s. And the upper 80s continue again on Tuesday, but with a partly cloudy sky. I'm meteorologist Mike Joyce on 97.1 The Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Dave Biddle was caught trying to bet on office ping pong matchups. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
So I am a proud Ohio Bobcat. I went from 2002 to 2006. Loved my time in Athens. Absolutely loved it. Saw a couple awesome athletic things that happened. I remember going to a OU Pitt game at Peden Stadium where OU upset Pitt in overtime, ran on the field, acted like a fool, and also went to a MAC championship game in Cleveland And at that time, I believe it was called the Q, ran on the court at the Q, did snow angels in the middle of the court at the Q after OU had the game-winning basket against Buffalo to go to the NCAA tournament. Had a blast at OU. So, Dave, you decided we need to do a Scotty Doesn't Know Ohio University version because of the game yesterday. So, Adam, let's hit it.
I like how the people in our YouTube chat are singing the parts, or at least typing the parts that we can't play on the air. Right. And you have to, that song has to be closely edited. All right, yeah.
Can I say, by the way, is this Scotty Doesn't Know You?
I like that.
Just saying.
That's
doesn't
good.
Know you. It's like when we had Noah.
Noah doesn't Noah.
Noah doesn't Noah. That's right. All right. Now,
Noah knows about losing to OU.
Ohio University was, of course, the first college in Ohio. It was also the first in a Northwest territory. When was Ohio University founded? What year?
Oh, gosh.
You guys have it all over your shirts and stuff.
18...
You have it?
Gosh, was it 04?
Nailed it.
Okay.
Hey! I'm sorry. This one's this next sound is for me.
Never apologize for playing this Scotty Doesn't Know
Fair enough.
clip. All right, but when did it actually open its doors? So it was founded in 1804. You're correct. When did it actually open its doors for students? What year?
Oh gosh, 1812.
No.
1810.
No, 1808.
Oh,
so it was founded in 1804. I don't know what happened in 4 years. It took 4 years. It was founded in 1804, and it took 4 years for them to actually have students. All right. What's the name of Ohio University's fight song?
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
This is your clue.
I know it. Stand up and cheer loud for old Ohio. Thank you. That hint helped. But yes, I needed that.
I stood up and I cheared.
That is my high school alma mater fight song as well. I want to point that out.
And I apologize to everyone for singing.
Okay. No, I thought it was great. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What is the name of the former insane asylum at Ohio that still stands to this day?
Oh, gosh. I know it's at the Ridges. Is that what it's called? The Ridges? Okay.
Got it. You got it.
I wasn't sure if it was a longer name.
Okay, we know.
Used to do a haunted tour of the Ridges.
Oh, that's what I've heard. Yeah, okay.
Hayride.
So one of the oldest, former insane asylums that's still on a college campus. That used to be a thing at like college campuses, which I didn't know until I was doing research for this. All right, we know one of the things OU is famous for is the Halloween block party every year. I might or might not have went to a few of those and gotten in trouble. But what was the first year that they did the Halloween block party?
Oh gosh,
on Court Street.
I'm gonna guess it was like a 70s thing.
Yes.
Let's go 74.
Nailed it.
Oh. Okay,
Nailed. I can't believe you got
pulled that out of my butt.
I can't believe you got that one.
I'm shocked by that one.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Ohio University's had one undefeated season in football. Do you know what year that was?
Jeez.
Give me the decade.
I'm going to say it was in the 50s.
No, you're close though.
40s.
You're going the wrong way.
60s.
Yes. The 1960 Bobcats finished 10-0. They were number 12 in the final AP poll, but they were named the Small School National Champions.
Oh.
Which I didn't know was a thing.
We need to do that again. Small School National Champs.
I've always thought like the group of five should have its own
playoff.
Exactly.
Yes.
Why not? I mean,
OU might win that.
Seriously. I mean,
OU in Toledo.
No doubt.
Would you count like South Florida? Does that count?
They count because they're not in a Power 4 conference.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Peden Stadium is the oldest football stadium in the MAC. What year did it open?
Oh gosh.
Give me the decade.
The 30s.
No.
20s.
Yep. Nailed it. Okay. Hopefully you know this. I didn't realize this. Oh, the Bobcats had a player finish as the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy in 1960. Do you know the name of this player?
No clue.
His nickname was... Drink. His nickname was the Hammer. Does that help?
Hammer.
The Hammer Robinson finished second in the 1960 Heisman Trophy.
David Robinson.
Dave Robinson. That's right. Dave the Hammer Robinson.
What position? I'm going to guess if you're calling.
I think he's a running back.
The Hammer, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a running back. All right. You're going to get this. You'll get this. Who is the all-time leading winner as far as coaching at Ohio University football? Most wins.
I think Frank Solich.
Yeah, nailed it.
Because they lost a lot before Frank Solich. My senior year was Frank Solich's first year at OU.
Yeah, he just
Frank the Tank.
He just completely turned it around. All right, how many times has the Ohio University men's basketball team made it to the Sweet 16?
I know they did. I think it was 2012 that they did. Is that the only one?
No.
Oh, okay. Let me go twice.
No.
4.
Yes.
4 times. Okay.
Have the Bobcats ever made it to the Final Four?
Oh, geez. I'm going to say no.
No.
Tried to trick me with that one.
What's the capacity of the Convocation Center?
It's actually surprisingly big.
Roughly. You give me. You don't have to give me like right down to the.
I'm gonna go 14,010.
No.
13,000.
Yes. It's 13,000, but interestingly, they did get they packed 14K in there in 1970 against Bowling Green. That's the
standing room only.
Largest crowd ever.
Oh, okay, that was unpleasant.
What's the largest crowd to ever see a game at Peden Stadium?
I think it was West Virginia this last week, right? Wasn't it like 27,000?
26 and change, and Peden Stadium only holds 24,000. They got 26 in there. You're doing great
That
here.
hill. Hill in the end zone.
You're doing great. When did the Convo open? It was a big deal at the time. It still is.
The 70s, right?
Close.
Early 80s? Late 60s?
Late 60s, you got it. And the first game was against Indiana in 1968. All right. What is, in your opinion, being there for 4 years, what do you think the best dorm on campus is?
Oh, see, I lived in Ryers, but that wasn't the best. I lived in Bromley, which was good, but not the best. I think the best is Biddle Hall.
That's correct.
Yes! Biddle Hall.
That's right. That's right. All right, a few more here. Okay, Scotty, what is the kissing circle tradition at OU? What is that?
To be honest with you, I know nothing about the kissing circle.
I figured this is how you and Carrie.
No. I had my first kiss on a bridge at OU, but no, I don't know the kissing circle.
Okay. A local legend states if you kiss your partner in the center of the college greens kissing circle at midnight, you will be together forever.
Oh, I did not know that.
I just figured that, yeah, geez, you're disappointing me here. Okay, the Bobcat mascot. The Bobcat was chosen as a school mascot in what year? Give me the decade.
Let's see. So I'm going to go with the 30s.
No.
It's got to be around for a while. 40s. 60s?
60s.
Rufus.
That's right.
Rufus isn't that old.
I think we went through all of them here. We've gone through all of them. I'll get one more for you. So Don Peden that's what Peden Stadium is named after him. He's a legendary football coach. Frank Solich broke his record for wins. Don Peden actually was also a coach of another program at Ohio University for 25 years. What sport did he coach in addition to football?
Don coached volleyball.
No.
Don was big into field hockey.
He was not. Keep in mind, this is like
old school. Baseball. Baseball.
Yes.
The authority with which you guessed all of those, though, I legitimately thought you knew both times.
I thought I was going to say like curling or something. I don't think that existed back then. Maybe it did, but probably not a university sport. But yeah, baseball. I found that interesting. I know it was like 20s and through the 40s, but to be the baseball coach for 25 years and the football coach for that long, pretty impressive.
And your daughter, by the way.
They should name a stadium after him. Oh, they did.
We have a big Ohio connection, right? So your daughter goes to OU. I went to OU. My wife went to OU. So we're big Bobcats on this show.
And one of my best friends went to OU. I went down there and visited him many times.
Thank you.
Like for Halloween. Oh, yes. And another one of my best friends went to Ohio University. All right. Let's talk some NFL football next on The Money.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy. Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, you know how we say eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians? Yeah? So, that makes for a lousy acronym. PHVAC. Doesn't work. Okay, but... So what if we change it to plumbing, heating, AC, and electrical? PHACE. Face. With a PH.
Get Eco.
No one is going to remember face with a PH. Call Eco today and ask for a face man with a PH. No one is going to ask for a face man with a PH. Sure they will.
Get Eco.
Besides, we spent thousands of dollars saying plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. You can't just change it to face man with a PH. It could be big, Aaron. I don't think so. Would you rather I go back to inventing random household items and stop messing with your catchphrase? Yes, please.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians, not face men. With a PH.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan Ohio sports destination. Scotty Vegas has his own cot in the casino. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. What a play.
Oh, the things we talk about during the break, right, Scotty?
Can't talk about them on air.
Just our favorite songs from, movies in the aughts, songs, movie, like, Stacy's Mom, great song.
Oh, yeah.
What about Teenage Dirtbag, you a fan?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
It's another great
Teenage
song
Dirtbag,
from a movie in the aughts.
You are talking my language. I got to see Wheatus at the Basement a couple of years ago. They were amazing, and Fountains of Wayne is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I'm telling you, man, I know Scotty's the same way. I can be in the car with one of my daughters or both of them, and Teenage Dirtbag comes on, and we are just singing at the top of our lungs.
Yeah.
Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe. All right. Let's get to some NFL betting. Again, the Browns, 11.5-point dogs today at the Ravens. Bengals are favored by 3.5 at home against the Jags. Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but those that are just tuning in, the Ravens are having their 30-year anniversary of being a team today with the Browns in town.
Happy anniversary.
People in Cleveland are not happy about this. People in Baltimore are like, listen, it was already my guy Jason Lloyd did a column on The Athletic. The comment section was hilarious. It was just Browns fans and just Ravens fans just going at each other. The Ravens fans are calling Cleveland people soft. They're like, we didn't do this when we lost the Colts. We lost them for 11 years. You got your team back after 3 years. Browns fans are firing back at them. I see both sides on this because the Ravens are saying, listen, we're not doing this to throw this in the Browns' face. We decided we were going to do this for our home opener this year, and that's before the schedule came out. But it's still... I would still be kind of ticked if I was a Browns fan. I see both sides of this.
Yeah, look, they are throwing it in the face a little bit. Like, just the fact that they're doing it today.
Odell's son's going to be on the field.
I'm also in the camp of, like, it's been 30 years. You have a team now. Get over it a little bit.
That's what the Ravens fans are saying. Like, we got over the Colts. Like, it took a while, but we don't, talk crap about the Indianapolis Colts. It's like, yeah, but you guys stole the Browns, and then you won a Super Bowl a few years later, then won another one.
Now
that's got to sting.
So I spent the morning kind of building some parlays for today, as I usually do. That's a typical morning for me. And tell me what you think of this money line parlay. Again, money line, just teams to win the game, not worrying about spreads, not worrying about hooks, all that good stuff. I've got the Rams money line over the Titans, and I know Cam Ward and the Titans were in that game last week late. I think that the Rams get it done on the road. The Lions at home against Caleb Williams and the Bears. I think the Lions bounce back in a big way. They got embarrassed last week. The Cowboys, who should have won against the Eagles, kind of blew that game against the Giants. So I have the Cowboys beating the Giants. And then the fourth one is, of course, the Ravens money line over the Browns. You put those four together, you're getting 2-1 odds. I think that's pretty good value. I would be surprised if those four teams don't win. And this is all just the early slate today.
Yeah, I like that. It's interesting. The Bears-Lions, I agree. The Lions playing at home. I don't see them going 0-2, but you have Ben Johnson going back there. Former offensive coordinator of the Lions, now head coach of the Bears. Man, that was a tough. Bears looked like they had that game won. When J.J. McCarthy threw that interception, it's like, oh, ball game.
Oh.
And then J.J. looked really good. He looked like he was a bad quarterback early in that game, then somehow he turned into a good one mid-game.
Like, it's one game, and how many people were on social media like, oh, bust, he sucks. Right. It's like, it's been a half, but we're all that quick to judge, and that's what's funny. Like, a lot of people talking about Julian saying, and it's been 3 games, right? So it's such a small sample size, even with Julian saying. And I know you can learn a lot in those 3 games, but my gosh, just imagine how good he can be at the end of the year. He's putting up great numbers already. Yes, he made a couple mistakes, but I think he's just going to continue to get better. Again, it's only been 3 games. And with J.J. McCarthy, it had been 2 quarters, and people were already ready to jump off with him. And then he comes back. He throws the ugly pick 6. And then I think he had 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. It was unbelievable.
All right, overreactions after 1 week. Speaking of, let's talk about maybe some overreactions in the NFL, or maybe they're just the perfect reactions. Anything that really jumps out at you, Scotty?
You know what? Again, I think there's a lot of people, and I'm even seeing in our YouTube chat, that are ready to jump off on the Chiefs. Like, I know that they're 0-1, and people are like, okay, they're the team to bet against this year. And every time you start feeling that way about Andy Reid and Mahomes, that okay, they're done. This is going to be it. That's when they rise up. So I think there's an overreaction to the Chiefs losing. Now I know they're dealing with injury issues and things like that. Guys, a lot of wide receivers out. Even if they were to lose to the Eagles today, I'm not writing off the Chiefs. That's for sure. So that was a little bit of an overreaction that I think people had. And then the other one to me really is, like, if you're looking at the Ravens blowing that game against the Bills, I still think, watching the Ravens, that they are the best team. Like, they are good. They are my Super Bowl pick, and nothing from week 1, despite losing that game and blowing it late, changes my mind. I think the Ravens are the best team.
Yeah, that was fluky for sure. They were up by 15 in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left. Yeah, that's like a 1% chance of winning, and the Bills got it done. Can't say I was too mad about it. All right, here's what I don't think is an overreaction. The Dolphins are really bad. Oh. I mean, they got smoked by the Colts. And I think Daniel Jones is going to be the latest quarterback. Everybody's like, bust. Yeah. And then he's going to be like a good quarterback for the Colts.
Sam Darnold.
Seriously, that's a great example. Because he looks solid. For the first time since Andrew Luck, I think they might have a quarterback. I'm not saying he's as good as Andrew Luck or Peyton Manning. He's not. But look at the guys that they got. Phillip Rivers, washed up Phillip Rivers. They had washed up Matt Ryan. I mean, they've gone through. Anthony Richardson has been a complete bust. I'm leaving guys out. Daniel Jones looks pretty good, but the Dolphins look awful. Now Tyreek Hill's in hot water again. He's being accused of domestic violence. Again, it's just an accusation, but he can't go a couple weeks without getting in trouble, it seems like. The Dolphins are a complete mess. Tua has regressed, if that's even possible. I'm sure they regret taking Tua over Justin Herbert, that's for sure.
Yeah, gosh, you're right. And you and I were at the casino watching that game a little bit. It was kind of on one of the side screens there, and that was just absolutely ugly. The other thing that I noticed from week 1, you're talking about overreactions and everything. How about the fact that there were so many unders in week 1? Like that, it happened in college football too, where it was like almost 2-1 as far as unders to overs. But the NFL, I think there was 10. I think it was like 11-2 as far as the games, and I know there was a couple of pushes in there as well, but there were like so many unders in week 1. I think we'll see a correction. We'll see the totals come down a little bit, so it might be a decent opportunity to play some of the overs, which is why I like the Bengals over today.
And I like some of the player props for the Bengals because you hit on it earlier, because there's going to be an overreaction to the Bengals. Yeah, they won. They only scored 17 points. The Browns really handed them the game. Less than 200 yards of total offense. Listen, we know that this offense is good. And Joe Burrow always starts the season slow, especially in opener. Sometimes he's had some good week 2s, and I think this is going to be one of those good week 2s for him. I don't see them laying an egg 2 straight weeks. The Browns are a very good defense. They always play the Bengals tough, especially in Cleveland. I mean, that is one of the best defenses in football. That's why I think they have a puncher's chance today against the Ravens. I'd like their chances a little bit better if the Ravens weren't coming off of a heartbreaking loss. But that defense, man, and Schwartz is a great defensive coordinator. But yeah, I think the Bengals, I'm not super confident that the defense is going to play as well as they did last week, but I do think the offense is going to bounce back.
So the 5 most bet on week 2 NFL sides for this week: Bills -6 is the most bet on team of the week. Second is the Cowboys at -5.5. That makes sense. Cowboys a lot of times are. Eagles -1 against the Chiefs. That's the third most bet side. The fourth is the Lions -6.5, and the Steelers -3 is the fifth most bet on side. Remember, the public in college doing bad. The public in the NFL also did bad in week 1.
Do the opposite of the public.
Fade the public.
Definitely. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I will never, ever, ever bet against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
I know, right?
Right. I mean, he's...
As an underdog, too. Patrick Mahomes as an underdog.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people that are betting on the Eagles, like, the Eagles are favored at Kansas City. It's like, good luck with that. And we're talking about 1 week against a good Chargers team. And they lost by 6 points. They didn't get blown out. They lost by 6 points to a good Chargers team.
Yeah.
So I'm not overreacting about the Chiefs. Write off Patrick Mahomes at your own peril. How long until, because obviously the Browns know Joe Flacco's not going to be, unless they're able to somehow get in the race, and I don't think they will. Some point Dylan Gabriel's going to take over, or Sanders, but right now Gabriel is the backup. When, if you had to guess, when do you think that will be? Take injuries out of the equation. Because at some point I think they're just going to make the switch to see what they have.
Yeah, and Flacco played all right in week 1, right?
Yeah, it's not like the interceptions weren't really his fault. I mean, they were kind of fluky.
So bringing up the Cleveland Browns schedule here. To me, I always felt like they'd at least give Flacco through the first half of the season, but I could see probably week 9, week 10 is kind of when you go and see what you got. Maybe it's a little sooner if the Browns are 0-6 or 0-7, because it's a tough schedule. If that's the case, maybe you make the move at that point. But, I mean, you got to see what you got in them, right?
I would wait until Miami at home. So that will be 1, 2, 3, week 7, Miami at home. Because here's the deal. You mentioned their tough schedule. Okay, at Baltimore today.
Yeah.
Okay, then Green Bay, who looks fantastic. At Detroit. Home against the Vikings. At the Steelers. I would leave, if Flacco's healthy, I'd leave him in there at least till then, and then maybe get Dylan Gabriel in there.
Yeah, because then you got the stretch of Dolphins at home. You have the Patriots. You have the Jets.
Yeah.
That's maybe a 3-game stretch there that might make sense, right?
Yeah, and you have a bye week mixed in, between the Patriots and the Jets. So, yeah, that'd be the perfect time. And I think, tell me what you think about this. I think they have to know what they have out of Dylan Gabriel. They took him in the 3rd round. I would like to know, if I'm the Browns, what you have in Shedeur Sanders as well, because if you go into the draft next year, and everybody was touting it as this great quarterback draft, it's not going to be. Maybe it'll be okay, but guys that were, Arch Manning, first of all, I don't think Arch is even going to turn pro. Arch Manning, Klubnik, all these guys that were projected as like first-round picks, they're not going to be first-round picks. But if you're the Browns, you need to know what you have going into next year. Do you have to take a quarterback in the first round? Is there going to be one that's, maybe Nussmeier would be, a good pick there? But I want to know what I have if I'm the Browns in both Gabriel and Sanders before this year is over.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it can't be 1 or 2 or 3 starts, right? And so the problem is if you keep Flacco in there till week 10, week 11, you don't have enough time to really judge. So I would say, our timetable that we put it of What did we say?
I said
we
week
said
7.
after the.
You said week 9 or 10, I think.
We said going into the Dolphins game.
Yeah, week 7.
After playing this, after playing the Steelers. That's mid-October. That gives you 10 games or 9 games. I think that's the time.
Yeah, definitely gives you 11 games, really.
I think let's write this in our on the money notebook and say over under on when we see one of these guys start. And again, injuries change the whole dynamic of that. But let's set it at between the Steelers and the Dolphins.
At the On the Money Sportsbook?
Yeah.
I like it. I also like best bets, and I like Ohio State football. We're going to talk about that next on the Money.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Common Man here for Hollywood Casino and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Timmy, it's football season. That means winning and fun.
Oh, yeah. We have tailgate buffets for all of our watch parties. The 3 apps for $12 special. $25 Miller Lite buckets.
And don't forget the crab legs. That's extended through September.
So reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com.
And how about this for new members? Sign up for the rewards program on the Penn Play app. Get a $20 dining credit.
Then you get more crab legs.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Crab leg problem? Call 1-800-CRAB-LEGS.
It's always a good day at the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship. September 18th through 21st at the Scarlet Course. PGA Tour's rising stars compete, Hub 13 drink specials, and more. Get free tickets today at ncc-golf.com.
Hey, it's Anthony for Orthopedic One. I'm not invincible anymore. I never was, but I refuse to punt on things I still love to do. That's why over the past several years, when I've had things creep up, like back pain, shoulder issue, elbow problem, I've had it all, I've always chosen Orthopedic One. That's because Orthopedic One is Ohio's largest physician-owned orthopedic practice with 60 physicians in every specialty. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
Get the MVP, more value price from Coghlan Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Get 0% financing on a new 25 Kia Sorento or 3.49% on a new 25 Telluride. Visit CoghlanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you.
Based on January to December 2024 retail sales, 0% for 48 months and 3.49% for 60 months equals $20.83 and $18.19 per 1,000 finance through Kia Motor Finance. Not all will qualify. All qualified manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
The football season now stretches from August to late January, and we can't afford not to be at our very best all season. Hey guys, it's Eric Reeser, and if you're like me, looking at the calendar wondering how you're going to stay at 100% for the next 5 months, do what I did, go see my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa. I went to their Grandview location, got hooked up with a fast vitamin push that's got me feeling better than I have in years, and the NAD Plus has me thinking better too. From IV to aesthetic treatments, look great, feel great at Hydrate Me Med Spa. 4 locations, Grandview, Granville, New Albany, and Dublin. Book your appointment at hydratememedspa.com.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At CARE, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. CARE Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Listen up. ESPN Unlimited is now included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Spectrum gives you everything from ESPN, live games, original series, top analysis, and more. Spectrum is really stepping up with this offer, and you get more of me, Stephen A. Smith. Get your act together and go to spectrum.com/entertainment for details. ESPN Unlimited and more popular streaming apps are included at no extra cost with Spectrum TV. Restrictions apply.
Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. D. Biddle's favorite kind of psychology is reverse psychology. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. Wanna play?
And I love the reverse psychology. There is nothing like it when you're betting on sports to just declare, okay, this team, this bet is done, has no chance, not going to happen. Then you get pleasantly surprised the other way. So I absolutely agree with that promo and what you say about psychology being the reverse psychology being the
best type of psychology.
There you go. There you go.
The best of the psychologies.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so it's time to make some money on the money here, and I've put together a little NFL parlay where it's just money line, and so I'm going to go Rams over Titans, Lions over Bears, Cowboys over Giants, and then, of course, the Ravens over the Browns. Those four, just to win, and this is all in the early slate, the 1 o'clock slate of games. Those four pay 2-1. I love the value on it. The other best bet I'm going to hand out to you because there is a betting line out for it. It just came out. Indiana is a 2-point favorite next Saturday night over your Brett Bielema of Illinois Fighting Illini. I'm going to say take Indiana and Kurt Cignetti at home. I'm going Indiana as also my best bet for next Saturday night.
I just love that is a big game.
I can't wait for that.
And rightfully so, two ranked teams. I agree. Whoever wins that game has a really good chance to make the CFP. Indiana making the college football playoff 2 straight years would be insane. That'll be a fun game. And you mentioned this earlier against two coaches who are characters. Absolutely. You know, you know they're going to be chirping this week.
And we need that.
Exactly. By the way, speaking, I love I'm going to tail your bet. I might add on this will be the leg that loses. I think I'm going to add on 49ers over Saints for a 5-leg.
Yeah, even without Brock.
Yeah.
Pretty gone. And I know that
the Saints are awful, though.
The Saints and Rattler are bad. But
yes. Yeah, the Saints are really bad.
I'm not going to add it in. I still fear a little bit without Brock Purdy. Who's their quarterback now? Who's filling in for Brock Purdy? It's someone. Is it Mac Jones? Maybe it might be Mac Jones. And
yeah,
I can't trust Mac Jones.
You don't like Mac Jones?
No.
Former Alabama national champion quarterback. Throwing to Devontae Smith when Tough Borland was trying to check him one-on-one. That didn't go too well. That game was not fair. Ohio State had so many players out because of COVID. Somehow Alabama had no players out the entire season because of COVID. If you don't test, you don't know if you have COVID. That's how that works.
I'm sure they were entirely honest the whole time.
Right. Where Ohio State was completely playing by the rules. They couldn't even play the Illinois game. That's why when Ohio State fans say Michigan chickened out that year, maybe they did, but then Michigan fans come back, oh, did you guys chicken out against Illinois? It's that was a real thing that year. If you're actually testing, you're going to have multiple guys on your team that tested positive. And Ohio State had several guys out, like Togiai for that national championship game. Alabama was an excellent team. I think even at full strength, Alabama wins that game. But then Trey Sermon goes out the first play of the game with an injury. It was just like that. That was stacked against them. Mac Jones, you're right. Mac Jones is the quarterback. Yeah, I just think Yeah, I think the Saints are maybe the worst team in the NFL, so I'm gonna take the 49ers. Watch the Saints win and the other 4 hit.
Hey, I want to play a little guess the spread with you because we got a couple of the college football spreads that are kind of trickling out. Another game in the Big Ten that's big next week is Michigan at Nebraska. Right, kind of a little underrated 3:30 game. Next week's going to be fun, even though it's a bye week. We got a lot of good college football next week. What do you think the spread is on that? Michigan at Nebraska.
I think Michigan is favored by 3.5.
Okay, really, really close. It's Michigan minus 2.5.
Interesting. That'll be a tough game. A good game. That'll be a good game. And listen, if Michigan is able to win that game, they're going to have a lot of confidence because Oklahoma, people don't already know, they might have been the most underrated team in the country. You know, I mean, coming into play, people didn't have them in the top 25. Their over-under for wins coming into the year was 6.5. I think that might have ticked up to 7.5 right before the season, but pretty much for the entire offseason, they were 6.5. I know this because I have that bet, and I have that bet solo, Oklahoma over 6.5, and I have it with the parlay that's looking good. It has stuff like UCLA under 5.5 wins. I still can't believe it was that high.
Oh my gosh!
Jeez,
they might not get 2.
They might not
get to play
one.
Northwestern, so they might get 1.
Maybe they'll get 1.
What about Utah, Texas Tech? That game's at Utah. Guess the line.
Utah at Texas Tech?
No. Texas Tech at Utah.
Oh, Texas Tech at Utah. So I'd say Utah's favored by 3.5.
Bam! Right on the number. Very, very well done.
Nice. Ding.
That's kind of your major games next week. You also have Auburn at Oklahoma. That, again, Oklahoma plays so many big and tough games all year long, but Oklahoma is a 4.5-point favorite over Auburn. Those are kind of your big ones. You have USC, Michigan State. USC is a 14-point favorite in that one, but I can't wait for next Saturday night. Illinois, Indiana.
Oh, gosh, I know. Every time you say it, I just like, this sounds so silly, but I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm looking forward to Michigan, Nebraska. I love Ohio State football, and I love what we do for game days. I don't mind a bye week every once in a while. We get 2 bye weeks, and I'm okay with just sitting at home and watching some college football.
I just hope next week is as fun as this week, because this week when you had the Clemson game, when you have a great game in each time slot, right? A compelling game like we did yesterday with the Clemson early and then the Tennessee-Georgia middle and then finishing it out with Notre Dame to A&M. That's the perfect college football Saturday.
How about a Columbus team going into Mercedes-Benz Stadium and winning again? This time it was the Columbus Crew over Atlanta United. I know you know this. Last night, Crew 5, Atlanta United 4. So you get, side of the national championship game against Notre Dame. Buckeyes went in there and took care of business. By the way, Notre Dame, 0-2. Now they have to run the table.
Have to win 10 straight.
And they're still not guaranteed to get in. But I think 10-2 Notre Dame would get in, presuming that everybody looks back, A&M's really good and Miami's really good. Those are your only 2 losses. 10-2 Notre Dame would probably sneak in.
Here's a thought. Join a conference. Maybe you could work your way back in by winning a conference championship. Oh, nope, we're too good for that.
They're never going to do that. All right, that is our show for today. Thank you very much for joining us. For Scotty Vegas and Adam Latek, I am Dave Biddle. Up next on The Fan is pregame coverage of the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. This has been On the Money.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.